Imagine this. You're lying awake at night, staring at the ceiling. Your mind drifts into one of those late-night spirals. You think, what's the meaning of my life? Am I really free to make my own choices? Why do I always procrastinate, even though I know I shouldn't? Here's the fascinating part. Both philosophy and psychology claim to have answers to these exact questions. And together, they give us a more complete picture of what it means to be human. Philosophy brings thousands of years of wisdom, deep debates, and logical reasoning. Psychology arrives with experiments, brain scans, and data-driven insights. Same questions, totally different approaches, and that's exactly where the magic happens. Originally, these fields were one and the same. The word psychology literally means the study of the soul in Greek psyche for soul or mind, and logos for study. For centuries, psychology lived inside philosophy. Think of Aristotle's work on the soul, exploring memory, perception, and emotions. Think of Descartes, asking how the mind and body interact. Fast forward to your feed, you see a video about happiness. A philosopher asks, what exactly is happiness? Is it pleasure, virtue, or something else? A psychologist asks, which activities increase happiness in measurable ways? Both chase the same mountain, just from different vantage points. Here's the big split. Philosophy is the realm of abstract reasoning. Philosophers are architects of ideas, using logic, debate, and thought experiments to clarify concepts. The classic trolley problem asks whether you pull a lever to save 5 lives at the cost of 1, forcing you to test moral principles like fairness and harm. Psychology is the engineer. Psychologists build experiments to see how choices actually play out. They simulate dilemmas, track heart rates and brain activity, and analyze behavior to predict and explain what people do and why. Philosophy aims for understanding and coherence. Psychology aims for prediction, explanation, and sometimes control. One asks, what is happiness? The other says, gratitude journaling increases happiness scores in studies. Both matter. To make this concrete, let's talk about free will. Philosophers from the Stoics to Kant to Sartre wrestled with whether we are truly free or shaped by forces we do not control. Sartre famously said, we are condemned to be free, always responsible for our choices, even if it terrifies us. Then psychology and neuroscience entered the chat. In the 1980s, Benjamin Libet ran an experiment where participants flexed their wrists whenever they felt like it, while hooked up to brain monitoring. The surprising result: brain activity signaled the movement before participants consciously decided to move. It looked like the brain was deciding first. Does that mean free will does not exist? Not exactly. Many suggested free will may operate more like a veto, an ability to stop an action rather than initiate it. Philosophy asks, what does this mean for moral responsibility? Psychology keeps testing the boundaries with data, enriching the debate without ending it. Quick pause for you. Do you see yourself more as a philosopher or a psychologist? And why? Drop your answer in the comments and share how you approach big decisions, because your perspective can spark a powerful conversation. Now back to earth. Therapy shows this partnership in action. Psychology provides evidence-based tools like cognitive behavioral therapy, exposure therapy, and mindfulness to change thoughts and behaviors. Philosophy underlies the ethics. Should therapists impose their own view of a good life or help clients define it for themselves? In law and politics, psychologists study bias, conformity, and crowd behavior, while philosophers debate justice, fairness, rights, and the purpose of punishment. Even technology becomes a battleground. Psychologists investigate how social platforms impact self-esteem and behavior. Philosophers ask whether it is ethical to design apps that hijack attention. In short, philosophy asks the why and the should. Psychology shows the how. Psychology also learns from philosophy. Before measuring something, you need conceptual clarity. What is intelligence problem solving? Emotional insight, creativity. Philosophy sharpens definitions and provides ethical guardrails. Controversial studies, like obedience and simulated prison experiments, pushed psychology to ask, just because we can, should we? And philosophy benefits from psychology too. Philosophers sometimes assume people use reason first, but research on moral psychology shows gut feelings and emotions often lead, with reason arriving to justify them. Positive psychology tests happiness and finds practices like gratitude, kindness, and flow states actually increase well-being. Here is the bottom line. Philosophy and psychology are not enemies, they are partners. Philosophy gives us big questions, an ethical compass, and clear concepts. Psychology gives us experiments, data, and practical applications. Use both. Ask big philosophical questions, then ground them in psychological evidence. If you are enjoying this breakdown, subscribe for more motivating deep dives on how science and ideas shape the way we think, feel, and live. Next time you face a tough choice, try two lenses. Philosophical, what is the right thing to do, and what is meaningful here? Psychological, what does research say about human behavior in situations like this? Combining them can make you a wiser, more balanced thinker. The real question is this: when the next decision hits, which lens will you reach for first?